we almost have this chart filled out. The very last bit is that you should be able to match up bond angles with the region that you're in. This isn't too hard, especially with this chart right here. Anything in this region, this top region, and this applies for just anything in it, there's the bond angle of 180. Anything in this region has a bond angle of 120. This is 109.5. That's all three of these. And then this has 2. Now, there's 2 cases, and we're going to put them in here. We don't care as much if there's exceptions in this area, and it actually only falls in 1 or 2 situations where you have to deal with the exceptions in this section. Like that one could have a potential exception, and this one could have a potential exception. But the only ones that we're asking you to pay attention to are right here. And we just ask you to use the less than sign if you're dealing with molecular geometry. So the angle is less than 120. It's actually 118, and that's because these atoms, again, these electrons are pushing these elements close together. So normally it's 120, but because they're pushing, it moves it to the 118. You don't have to know the 118. Just say that if there are lone pairs, it's a little bit less than 120. And then in this case, if there are lone pairs, right here and right here, it's less than 109.5. You'll get these specifics in OrgoChem. But again, this lone pair up here starts to push in on these. This does vary a little bit for the element. For water, it's 107.5. Or it's 107. And then 104.5 over there. So there's the extra 2 pieces. So let's go over and just fill in our bond angles. So if we know something is linear automatically, it's 180. So let's grab all the linears and call them 180. Here's another linear. And another linear. There we go. And then the next shape that we're looking at is the 120. And just double check, you're going to put 120 down for anything that's in the category from the electron geometry of trigonoplanar. So this is 180, but do a quick double check if there's any lone pairs, because you'd need, I'm sorry, it's 120, because you'd need it'd have to have a less than sign. This one does not have any lone pairs. All right, let's look for another trigonoplanar. Here we go, here's a trigonoplanar, and these don't have any lone pairs, so it's just 120. And, oh, this is a trigonoplanar, but it has a lone pair. I'm not sure what happened here. This was not supposed to be trigonoplanar. This one was supposed to be linear. And then this one right here, this one would be 120. That's 180. Then over here, we have trigonoplanar, trigonoplanar. Those are 120s, 120, and this is 180. And then for tetrahedral, I'm going to let you try these. You're going to put 109.5 unless it's actually one of these two, which you'll put less than 109.5. Then you'll put all 3 of these angles for trigonal bipyramidal and all of those angles for the octahedral.